Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a Moose Minute Project. The last few days I've been a little bit off. Was exhausted, I think, from the week before. Been in bed by probably 8 o'clock the last two nights and just taking naps after work, and the mind was just shot. Needless to say, I did not watch the debate last night. I was exhausted. I couldn't handle it. But now I wish I would have watched some of it. Due to the fact that I catch up on Facebook from the extreme right to the friends on the left, and if I mix it together, boy, it must have been a show, and a crap show at that. So, as most of you heard yesterday, and by the way, beautiful Wednesday morning to you. It is a beautiful color. I got a beautiful picture over the river on the way in today by the port. It was gorgeous. So, anyway, good morning to you and welcome to the Moose Minute Project. Now, we're going to go on with Oh Boy. That's right. So if you heard my post yesterday or listened to my project yesterday, I was talking about a gentleman that took offense, obviously, to a lot of things going on, with my son, but then it's the first time I've had somebody steal a picture of mine off of Facebook and use it as his profile picture that involved my mom, and then he did some derogatory remarks about my mom and those kind of things. And you know what? At first, you can say what you want about my kid, okay? I've already cleared that. You can say what you want. I've been great friends with a lot of local law enforcement people. I still am. Rode a lot of hours with a canine. And yeah, you can say what you want about my kid. You can say anything you want about me. I'm pretty strong, and so is he. I think I raised him with some pretty thick skin. Somewhat worries me because he bottles a bit, but, bottles it up. But it's okay. He's working through that. He's making his life better. He's going after his goals every day. I couldn't be more proud of that. You can attack me for who I am. I'm 6'5". I've got plenty of big shoulders. Attack me for who you want to. But when you bring my mother, who we just buried this weekend, into the mix, that's when we crossed the line, and that's when it got handled. So, needless to say, those comments are no longer visible. They're always visible. Who's kidding who? AI, anything else. But it was the first time I ever had somebody steal a picture of mine off my Facebook, and I know he watches my Moose Minute projects because he used my moose, and he used the wording from my Moose Minute project. So, if you're watching today, you can see the smile is on my face. Hey, got a very uplifting couple of pictures of my kid working hard with Raven and the canine crew down there. And then when I get a picture of the officers that are working there, and my son is not the biggest there, and not saying he's big, but my son's not small. But this guy down there, I don't know what PD he's from, but the guy is big. And it's very cool to see that these guys are all working together, all common goals. I saw a picture that a group from Puerto Rico came up and picked up canines from where Isaac's at for drugs and things like that to control that. But I watched enough posts now about last night, and I don't care if you're right or left, but if you're trying to convince me, and the only posts I saw from my extreme right friends is how how Kamala lied when she was asked questions, or she can't tell the truth. Okay, get that. Yep, frustrating. Just speak the truth. Tell the truth. The other part is she had 4 years to fix it. Here's what I'm going to tell you, and this is my viewpoint. You can tell me I'm crazy. I'm a little fired up this morning, a little amped up. You can tell me I'm crazy. I've been a manager before, but I was an assistant manager before that, okay? So, vice president. You're not the president, you're the vice president, okay? And you had 4 years to fix something as the vice president. As an assistant manager, I had many of years to change the department. But I couldn't get it done because, hence, I'm either a vice or an assistant, okay? You cannot change a whole community with those titles. In any job I've ever been in, if I had an assistant before me, or if I was and I never had a vice title, I was just the assistant. So that's kind of similar in my mind. You know, if you're trying to tell me that she had 4 years to fix things, she didn't have the president by her name. She had vice president by her name. Okay? However, the gentleman she's running against had the president title. I don't believe we saw any checks come from Mexico. I still think there's an unfinished few other projects that need to be done. But last night, and I wish I'd have taught my high school teachers that I was an expert at weaving. I really do. I wish I could weave things to get them back and then tell my teacher, hey, I should have got an A because I think I weaved that back. So I watched enough of it to understand that are pets really part of the food source? So you've got me where she's lying, but we've got a guy that's talking about pets are being eaten, aliens, and a few other things. Really? And we have a gentleman that's running for vice president that has already admitted the vice president job is really just a glorified follow the leader, basically. So I'm waiting to see what happens when it's all said and done. It's a close race, way closer than I would have thought with two. You can't really blame anybody. It's a 50-50 draw on who you'd want to be president. And if one gets in, life's going to end. If the other one gets in, life's going to end, according to what we're hearing. So it doesn't look good for favorable any of us after November. Hell might get cold the way it sounds. I don't know. And anyway, if you're going to get this worked up about, and you're only going to come at me with that she's lying, please tell me and justify what I saw in just those few clips. And I don't think either party, if you sit back and looks at what policy is going to change or what's going to happen. And if you believe Donald Trump can get IVFs paid for